love to hear both your answer around our CHROs necessary members of boards, not influencing them as an executive, but members of boards. What's the progress that we're making in these different markets, and do we still have work to do? So maybe Melanie, do you want to start?
Sure. Well, I think when you think about what a board's major responsibilities are, there are a large number of them that have a critical HR component. So CEO for succession, for example, one of the most important duties of a board, C-suite effectiveness, compensation, governance, culture and ethics, and all of these have an HR focus, but few boards have this kind of expertise. And if you compare this to the audit committee and the requirements people have for financial skills on the board, it's interesting that you don't have this corresponding set of human capital skills required on the board. And so I think this is an area where boards could evolve very positively in the future. And I think also, for most HR people, collaboration and consensus building are skills that we mentor others in, and those are critical skills for board members too. So I see HR folks as having a really strong role to play in using their expertise in helping the board to function well and carry out its duties very effectively.
Do you feel like in the US we're making progress in that regard? Have you seen improvement over the last?
I haven't seen that many HR people on boards. And I'm not sure, and I looked at the statistics recently, and there's not been a huge increase in the number of HR people being placed on boards. But I wonder, after COVID and maybe the focus the board has had to play on human capital and the HR person perhaps getting more of a spotlight in the board, whether that might start to change. I'm hopeful.
Good. Andy, same question to you.
Yeah, so we are in a very different place now, I think, in the UK and also in continental Europe. So it's not remotely unusual now for a CHRO, a serving CHRO, to be appointed to an external board as a non-executive director. In fact, I think it's welcomed. If anything, there is a shortage of qualified CHROs, and by qualified, I mean those that are doing the full remit or have the full remit of the modern day CHRO. And to some extent, they're reliant on the strength and vision of their chief executive to give them that remit. But I think, for a number of reasons, CHROs make fabulous non-executive directors. Firstly, they're going to add to the diversity of the debate around the board table. Secondly, naturally, they're going to put people at the very heart of any debate or conversation, which certainly with ESG and the way that organizations are moving, I think is critical. They are already qualified to sit on and in the future chair a remuneration committee. And as all of us know, that's become an area that you cannot get wrong, with the likes of Glass Lewis providing a lot of scrutiny and concentrated effort in those areas. It's not a subject you want to get wrong or have to get involved in a negative debate, particularly with activism only on the rise. So all of a sudden you've got somebody that is au fait with the issues, is qualified to sit on one of the subcommittees. The very best CHROs are already connected to the business. And again, going back to their day jobs, if their own chief executive has already involved them in the runnings of their own board, and they've been asked to present in those situations, then again, it's not going to be an alien environment to them. So I think we're only dependent now on CHROs being given that exposure by their own chief executives.